Hello, it's Paul Bergin from the Mars Hill blog. You can find me at www.paulbergin, that's PAULBURGIN, .blogspot.co.uk. I'm doing my weekly album reviews. This week it's Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. First came across this album, it came out when I was at university. It was in my first year, and one of my friends in halls, the same halls of residence me in the nearby flat, had a copy of this, and whenever we used to meet up and chat in his halls, this would sometimes be playing in the background. So it's created like a number of albums that are similar. It kind of forms soundtrack to our lives, and this album does sometimes bring me back to university in the mid to late 1990s. So going through it, I mean, it is incredible, this sort of, from someone who's of a similar age to me, who was 21 when she did this album. Jagged Little Pill has incredible youth, but also for her age, incredible maturity. Looking at it now as a 40-something, and someone who's already lived a life. All I really want is a quite hard and compromising song about not being taken seriously as a person by some people and really wanting her voice heard. You Ought to Know is a really brutal song about a breakup. And I mean, some of the lines hold no punches. Are you thinking of me when you her? Or is she perverted like me? Does she go down in you in a theatre? Things that, some people don't usually say directly in a line. Quite brutal in its own way, but it's quite compelling song. Perfect about, people's expectations of you. Hand in my pocket, it's almost sort of like an anthemic song, really. Sort of walking through life and its things. Right Through You, again, it's almost like the sister track to You Ought to Know. About relationships and breakups and where they're forgiven, which is, to me, it's still one of the looking back on life and just have it working at looking at it through different eyes. And yeah, it is head over feet about it's a nice gentle song its own way about a fairly happy relationship where is very accepting. Well, and that's the thing about youth, when you go in for relationships or you're attracted to someone, you want to be accepted for who you are, but you tend not to perhaps accept others for who they are, and there's something nice about that relationship song. Ironic's often talked about and sometimes made fun of, but I think if you take it's a humorous song, it kind of works. And yeah, I think some of those songs do stand the test of time. The sound is pretty much a sound of its time, post-grunge, mid-90s. It's very much an album of the year. It came out in 95. And yes, it's I said it's a soundtrack to my childhood, so it's still fairly strong and still enjoyable to listen to, although perhaps from a slightly different perspective as a 40-something rather than a 20-something.